Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you how my faith has continued to guide me into trusting God and finding out the path that I need to be on. So, my name's Adam. I'm walking in life just like you guys. And at the end of the day, the only thing consistent that I have to be consistent on is my faith. Why? Faith will lead to confidence in the midst of a storm. I'll say that again. Faith equates to confidence in the midst of a storm. I think we all know this. Life is full of ups and downs, storms, serious stuff that's just it's uncomprehendable. Sorry. Messed up my words there. Nevertheless, the only thing that gets through me in life is my faith. Has to be consistent because everything else changes. Now, as I continue to get older, I apply that faith into every moment of the day on how I live my life. So I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke cigarettes. Guess what? I used to do all three of those things better than everybody else. But my faith had shown me that I should not do that anymore, that was not a good example. That was not the best Adam that I could be. In fact, it was pushing me away from my relationship with God, which pushed me away from my relationship with everybody else. Then, or in conjunction with, taking better care of myself and how I do things. I'm careful to a certain degree with how I approach certain physical and dangerous situations. In my business world, I can throw myself totally into what I'm doing wholeheartedly, knowing that there's going to be a rough road at times. Not because I want it to be, not because I calculate it out to be, it's just because it's the way it is. My faith is the only thing that has to stay consistent to pull me through it, because there's some mornings literally you wake up and you're throwing up. You're so nerve-wracked with anxiety and fear over circumstances that you can throw up. Now, the thing for me is business that can get me that way, and I handle other pressures very easily. Not because I don't feel emotion over things, but because I've gone the path that I have in life, I've learned how to compartmentalize, be less emotional, rely more on faith. But the things that really get to me is things that go on in my business, and that'll lead to me waking up in the middle of the night in cold sweats. Right now, I have things personally going on that I worry less about. So, for example, my parents are aging, my in-laws are aging, my dad has health issues, and it's a day-to-day up and down environment. My mom's handling it very well. My father-in-law just got diagnosed with lung cancer, and he's got a road ahead of him. I worry more so about how my wife and kids are reacting about it than watching them go through it, because I see God working in their lives, number one, and that the ultimate goal is getting into heaven. What does that mean? You have to die. You physically have to die for your soul to go to heaven and to be with Jesus. And if you can imagine for a moment that feeling that you will get walking into the pearly gates and embracing Jesus, and him telling you, I've been waiting. Come on in and go be with these other saints. Like, that's a joy-filled day for me. Man, the weight that I try to give to Jesus, but he knows I hold in, is going to be lifted on that day. No more bills. No more fights. No more vacations with the family. No more snuggling with your sweetheart. But heaven's going to be so much better. And so, with that thought process, having faith is how you're going to get there. How you look at life is how you're going to get there. And I just want to go to heaven and be with Jesus. And so when I look at my father and my father-in-law and my mom and my mother-in-law, you know, realistically, I look at it like, man, y'all are, you know, the sad part is, okay, y'all on the last leg of your life. I understand that's sad. I don't want them to go. I want them to be around as long as I'm alive. The realization is they're not going to be. And if they can spend a little bit of time with us, enjoying us and their grandkids, especially the kids as an adult and the grandkids as they grow up, well, dude, that's the natural progression of life. And that's what they've been doing. And so to know that, hey, man, you might be suffering right now with the things that you're going through. That's graces that if you offer it up, that you will receive back tenfold. God graces people that are suffering the most, especially when you join it with him, because guess what he did? He literally suffered for us. So if you can give that back and show him that you're willing to do it too, guess what happens? He graces, the graces are even more so. If you can literally tell yourself, I'm offering this up for God. In conclusion, your faith has to be consistent and strong. And that's it. That's the only thing you got to keep consistent. Everything else will stay consistent. Have a good evening. God bless.